Hook, it wasn't just a performance. It was a total collapse of the competition's legal framework that left veteran producers speechless. For decades, the structural integrity of the Britain's Got Talent format relied on a single, unbreakable rule: one golden buzzer per judge, per season. However, in the spring of 2026, Matty Juniosa didn't just walk onto the stage. He walked into a firestorm of production controversy that has left the industry demanding answers. When Amanda Holden reached for that buzzer during the first semi-final, she wasn't just rewarding a vocal powerhouse. She was engaging in an unprecedented act of defiance against the show's executive hierarchy. Internal sources suggest that the control room was in a state of absolute chaos as the double golden buzzer phenomenon was born, a move that many legal experts claim violated the established terms of the competition. This wasn't a scripted moment of television magic. It was a high-stakes gamble that effectively marginalized dozens of other contestants who had navigated the traditional path to the finals. The digital fallout was instantaneous, with millions of viewers questioning the legitimacy of the 2026 rankings. While the golden confetti settled on the stage, the executive offices were reportedly scrambling to draft a justification for this breach to the network's compliance department. Critics argue that when the rules are discarded for a single individual, the reality in reality TV evaporates, leaving behind a curated narrative that favors sensationalism over fairness. Before he was the darling of British television, he was a forgotten statistic in a completely different hemisphere, hiding a history the cameras ignored. The narrative currently being broadcast portrays Matty as a raw, undiscovered waiter from Glasgow, but our investigative team has uncovered a much more seasoned history in the Philippines. Long before his UK debut, Matty was a prominent finalist on Idol Philippines in 2019, performing under the intense scrutiny of a national audience. He didn't just participate. He was a top-tier competitor who understood the mechanics of reality TV long before he ever set foot on a British stage. When he failed to secure the win in Manila, the ensuing disappearance from the spotlight wasn't just a career lull. It was a period of significant professional rebranding. This erased history has led many skeptics to question the authenticity of his BGT underdog story. Is he a humble server being discovered by chance, or a veteran performer who has spent years perfecting the art of the competition? The discrepancy between his struggling immigrant persona and his past as a televised idol has created a massive rift among the fanbase. Some see it as a testament to his resilience, a man willing to start from zero, while others view the omission of his professional past as a calculated move by producers to heighten the rags-to-riches drama. Our research indicates that Matty's transition to the UK was less about finding his voice and more about escaping a market where he had already been processed. The most difficult performance Matty ever gave wasn't on a stage for a panel of judges, but in his own home for a panel of ghosts. For the better part of his youth, the man we see today as a bold, sassy icon was living behind a suffocating mask of cultural and social conformity. Our deep dive into his upbringing in Mandaluyong City revealed that Matty spent years suppressing his true self to meet the rigid expectations of a traditional society. He has since described the experience of maintaining a facade as the most painful words he ever had to live, a period that reportedly led to intense psychological strain. This wasn't merely a personal choice. It was a survival tactic in an environment where his authentic identity could have led to total social isolation. This internal conflict reached a breaking point prior to his move to Scotland, a transition he used to effectively off his old persona so that his true self could finally breathe. In the context of his 2026 success, these revelations add a layer of somber reality to his vibrant stage presence. Every high note he hits is a public reclamation of the years he spent in silence. However, the rapid shift from a suppressed life to the global spotlight brings its own set of modern risks. Mental health advocates have raised concerns about the pressure placed on a performer who is essentially processing a lifetime of identity trauma in front of a live audience of 10 million people. He isn't just singing for a trophy. He is singing to ensure he never has to hide behind those painful lies ever again. Behind the glamour of the television lights lies the cold, gray reality of the Scottish service industry that nearly broke his spirit. When Matty relocated to Glasgow, the dream of stardom felt further away than ever. Our investigation tracked his time working as a part-time waiter while simultaneously enrolled in the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. This period of his life was a grueling exercise in endurance, far removed from the celebrity status he had briefly tasted in Manila. He spent years clearing tables, serving coffee, and navigating the harsh Scottish winters, often coming to shifts directly from intensive vocal training sessions. This waiter narrative is the bedrock of his BGT appeal, but it hides a more complex truth. He was receiving world-class professional coaching during his entire tenure in the service industry. This is where the industry plant allegations begin to take root. Critics argue that Matty is a trained professional of the arts, posing as a lucky amateur. However, former coworkers in Glasgow describe a man who was genuinely exhausted, a student who worked double shifts just to pay for tuition and modest housing. They recall a person who remained remarkably humble, never mentioning his previous fame in the Philippines to the people he worked alongside. The visible shock he displayed when the golden buzzer was pressed was likely a release of years of physical and emotional fatigue. For Matty, that buzzer wasn't just a ticket to a final. It was a formal resignation letter to a life of manual labor that he feared would be his permanent reality. As the ratings for the 2026 season climbed, so did the whispers that the entire competition was a carefully constructed fiction. The 2026 season of Britain's Got Talent will be remembered for the Matty Juniosa effect, but the legacy is currently being tarnished by a surge of fixed allegations that have gone viral across multiple platforms. Investigative bloggers have highlighted that Matty's social media presence was meticulously curated and scrubbed of certain professional links just weeks before his first audition aired. This has led to widespread theories that his discovery was a premeditated event orchestrated by talent scouts to save a dying television format. In an era where viral clips drive more revenue than traditional broadcasting, a double golden buzzer winner is the ultimate marketing asset. Furthermore, the behavior of the judges, specifically Simon Cowell, has been scrutinized for appearing over-rehearsed in their praise. Some insiders suggest that the show's producers saw the potential for a global superstar and greased the wheels to ensure Matty's narrative was the most compelling of the season. There are even unverified rumors of a pre-existing relationship between the show's casting directors and the prestigious institution where Matty studied in Scotland. While the network continues to deny any foul play, the sheer perfection of Matty's story, the struggling immigrant, the hidden identity, the rule-breaking talent, has led many to believe they are watching a scripted drama rather than a spontaneous talent search.